Saints. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, CD, new season is here. Lions and Chiefs got it going on Thursday night. You and I were there. What a scene that was. But now here we are a few days later on Sunday, looking at two teams with great expectations here to begin 2023.
It's always fun to get a new season started, isn't it, partner? Because everyone feels like they've got a shot at the defending champs. They think that they can be the new champs. And here we are getting things going. Let's have some fun.
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center. After 9 seasons as a Raider, Derek Carr is the guy.
It's going to take some time to adjust to seeing Carr running out in a new uniform. Instead of black and silver, it's black and gold. 35,000 yards and over 200 touchdowns with the Raiders. The Saints more than willing to let him air it out all game long to a talented group of pass catchers in the Big Easy.
And incomplete to open things up. So you think about the Saints here in 2023. I think they wanted some stability at the quarterback position. Well, enter Derek Carr, leaving Las Vegas, if you will, to sign here. What will his presence do for a team like this?
It solidifies a position that for the Saints in 2022 was like a revolving door. They could never settle on one guy due to injuries, inconsistent play, you name it. But now they've got a guy who's done it at a really high level and is fired up about doing it in a new location.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there. Showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Carr. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Returning it is Moore. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, the Titans ready to take over on offense for the first time. And it is the now 35-year-old Ryan Tannehill who leads them out in his 12th NFL campaign.
Those who expected Ryan Tannehill to go quietly into the night after the Titans drafted Will Levis, well, they clearly don't know this man well at all. He's a fighter and former comeback player of the year and expects to have his best season yet as a pro in this campaign.
The NFL's leading rusher in 2019 and 2020, Derrick Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Again, it's Henry. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have a Titans first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
No, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. It's complete to Hopkins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
I know some guys, they love to start the year off with a deep shot downfield, trying to begin things with a home run ball. That might be the more exciting option, but I think that this was the smarter play.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Here's a 2nd and 8. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another first down.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. From the 23, here's 2nd down and 7. Back to throw, Tannehill. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. They snap it to Tannehill. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But 2 kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different. And I really wanted the special teams coach to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch. Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about double 0, like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. And this one complete to Smith. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 43. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Derek Carr, a very precise thrower of the football. What's the game plan for going up against him? It used to be take away the short stuff, I know, but he's more than a dink and dunker, right?
And you are right about that. Great analysis of him because he has evolved as a thrower. Now he can push the ball downfield, but still, the number one things you want to take away, short passes, intermediate passes. So sharp, precise, and accurate, you've got to sit on those routes in order to cause him problems.
Now Carr throwing on second down. And the catch made by Johnson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 19 yards there on the catch and run. The first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. To throw his Carr. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Off a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Second quarter now. Titans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they felt they could take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. On fourth down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee. Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed. That's taken on the 25. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Carr to throw on second down. And his throw is incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And they will take over first and 10. Tennessee offense set to go again. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Here's second and 10. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up second and 10. The slot man in motion right. And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand it Kamara. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now a timeout as they tend to the injured player. And not the man they would want to see. That's Chris Olave getting medical attention. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Titans are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really fooling around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
A 3-yard gain and enough for the first down.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. A man who played collegiately at nearby Tulane, it's Tyjae Spears. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. We get a peek here at the 2023 draft class for the Titans. Only 6 picks, and Charles, every one of them on the offensive side of the ball.
And, of course, all eyes go to the second name on that side of the ball, Will Levis, the quarterback out of Kentucky. He could be their potential franchise quarterback. But the ones that bookended him, Peter Skoronski, offensive lineman in the first, Tyjae Spears, running back in the 3rd. The Titans are trying to change what they do on offense, and they went all in and trying to get that done with this class.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Pete Werner. And the Saints are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. 3 first-half interceptions now. And, Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out, got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
On play action, it's Carr. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And out of bounds right around the 20. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Carr now to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Carr. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Saints are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On first down, it's Tannehill. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick 6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this... And it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
Levis back to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. The opening week, certainly he didn't want to throw an interception, but the rookie got it out of the way. That's the first of his career.
Veterans throw interceptions week 1, week 2, week 3. It happens along the way. But you're right. He got out of the way. It's over.
Touchdown, Saints. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Saints are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Lutz good on the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Titans going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Levis. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Here's Levis. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Colin Saunders forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Here now a 3rd and 20. Now here's Levis now on 3rd and long. A shot downfield for Burks. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Now the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. Here we go, 4th down. Levis going deep for Hopkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the 3rd. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
The Spears with another carry. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Well, they go play action. Here's Levis. That is caught. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Levis looking to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Just more frustration here offensively, and you can see it in their play and now in their body language. You know they were hoping to put a drive together to begin this 3rd quarter, but it's just not clicking right now, and it's going to be a quick call to the punt team.
And that hits. Carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close.